What's going on, guys? So, today we're going to do something a little bit different. It's going to be kind of a combined build and review, and it is going to be over these cool little Zaku to Exceed heads that you can get at a little, I don't even know what the heck they're called, like the Gashapon candy game things. I don't actually know technically what they are. I got these guys at my local uh, Second and Charles, which is what replaced Hastings. It's a very similar type of store. I've noticed that GameStop and ThinkGeeks have started carrying these as well. One of my local GameStops actually just totally had these in stock. Now, I do know that they do have the Gundam Exceed heads. I actually saw some of those last week at the Vapor Lounge. Mitchell got all three of them. Unfortunately, those are going so fast that there's no way I could have picked them up. The ThinkGeek store in Humble had them, but they had like one set left. No time for me to get them, so I'll probably have to wait until some other store near me does get the Zaku heads again, Gundam heads. But you get the black TriStar, you get the standard little green Zaku, and of course you get the 3 times faster version. And they're very cool. They do have all these neat details. This is actually the last one I ended up getting. Just for quick, most of the time they cost like $3 or so. Usually got to buy the token, slip it in there. I saw at GameStop, I think it was right at $3. Second and Charles, it was like $3.49 a piece. But because it is a thing, you put it in there. It's almost like a candy dispenser. You get random stuff. So you got to try a few times. It took me 5 tries to get this guy. I had to do the math there for a second. They were pretty cool, molded all in color, even have some tampograph detail there, which is pretty cool with the Xeon logo and the TriStar logo. It does have the pipes right here that are somewhat flexible. They're not ridiculous. It does have a little base here, and then the head itself is roughly in 1/60th scale, I believe, or was it 1/48 scale? Can't remember. It's either perfect grade or mega size. And you can see inside there, you do get a nice little eye. It's glass. You got some chrome inside there too. You've got the clear bit here for the visor and everything like that. The eyes do move and all that stuff like that. But that's neat. They all basically have the same details. Obviously, the difference between this and this is color, and then you get the commander fin there for Char. Now you're saying, well, why aren't you going over more details and stuff? Because I'm going to do things slightly different from here on, because I said this was a minor build dealie. So I'm going to scooch these out of the way for now and assemble one of my spares. So like I said, it took me 5 tries to get the black TriStar one. Or rather, to get them all. I got Char first, then that one, and then the black TriStar. So I do have 2 spares. I'm going to give one to Thomas Rice just because he doesn't have them, and I figured it's a cool thing. Now, when I say build, basically it's just a rough assembly. There's not a whole lot of build aspect to it. If you're used to real Bandai model kits and stuff like that, it ain't that. Now, it does have like a peel sticker here, sort of, but this is double layered plastic wrap. That's pretty thick, if I'm honest. So I got through some of it there. It is easier just to kind of cut it with a knife. Yep, totally gouged into the surface there. But that's fine, because this is going to be a project one anyways in the future. Actually, that's not even part of the Zaku head, so I'm not worried about it. So, this is kind of an unboxing. So, play stick on the floor. So it comes in basically this little egg form here. It says MSO6 Zaku 2. If you've paid attention to my Instagram and stuff, you've seen that I have painted one of these in an incredibly like burnt up and rusted form. You got this really cool Xeon emblem down here. Every single one of these comes with this, and it's not a part of anything. You literally are supposed to throw it away. But I've saved all mine because they're neat. So pull that off. Pull that off. Split that down the middle, and there's your shell. Don't need that anymore. Don't need this anymore. I'll leave the base over here. Here you have the top of the head. You can see it's got some nice panel lines and some egregious nubs. There's your instructions right there. Each capsule contains one head each for display. So you got Exceed Exceed Model Zaku head. It is by Bandai, 15 plus from that. Openable head, movable mono eye, openable pipe base. We'll cover that in a second. And there shows you the 3 you can get. It would be cool if there was another version, but there isn't, so there's that. And you just grab all of this goodies, pull that out of there. Grab this. You want to pull it all the way back. You don't have to pull it all the way out, dummy. But you want that part also pointed upward. And here you can see a lot of the details and stuff. Now you want to grab... See, how does this come off? It's taking me a second to remember how to do this. So you want to pull this guy out, just pegged in there. You're going to grab this part, pull it all the way up front, and tab it in. There's your snout. Now what I was talking about a second ago, you open this up, and you get some nice silverish chrome paint there. Looks nice. And you just close that back over that. It's not a super tight fit. It just sits there. You got these nice details molded on the inside. Looks very cool. You got the Xeon, Principality of Xeon tampoed right there. I dig the fact that it comes with it. And yes, you can panel line this, though I think it might be ABS. It feels like ABS, although it nubs like polystyrene. Here's the entire eye mechanism. So you can see that you've got this really nice clear part here surrounded by the chrome. And for those wondering, it's possible to light these. I'll show that off in a future video, but you can grab this chunk here and rotate like that. And of course you get some nice silver paint here for the Zaku brain. You can see all under here. Looks pretty neat. So you got some tabs there. I'm just going to go ahead and slap this inside there. I was going to, it didn't want to. Why are you being difficult today? And there's going to be those people, hey, you're doing it wrong. Hey, it doesn't matter, hush. Okay, so get a peg in there, get a peg in there. Shove it until it actually goes in. I don't think it did. Oh, yeah, it did. Okay. Very good. All right. So, you've got this part here. You've got the little baggie, which has all the other good stuff in it. Along with some tape that is holding up surprisingly well. Wow. That's surprisingly difficult. Come on. Everybody out of the baggie. Seriously. I didn't want to have to use the knife just for that, but can you believe... Oh, that angers me. Okay, so set that aside. Now this is one of the more frustrating parts, if I'm honest with you. So you've got 4 tabs around that. It coincides to 4 tabs inside here. Now the reason I say this is frustrating is because while this does kind of go together nicely, previous ones that I've done all have a tendency to just pop off. Now you've got a slot here, big tab there, and you want to tab that chunk of the head onto that. So you want to kind of hold that and then, well, I guess you can shove it on that way, but that's not the way it really wanted you to do it. But it works. So you've got all that nicely assembled, and it does open up very nicely. That one actually went together better than expected. Now you've got tubes. You've got 3 different types of tubes. You got these ones here that are short and have the round ends on them. You got the longer ones, and then you've got these ones. Now they only really go together kind of one way, so you can't really screw it up too bad. Long ones go in the middle, like so. And then of course if you've got it facing the wrong way, you can always fix it. But you want to build that up like so, so that the curvature is facing the way you want it to. This one has a more rounded end. That one has a definite type of tab. So you can plug it in at the back and plug it in at the front at the same time. For the most part, why aren't you cooperating? Like that. And you plug that one in, and then all the sides start coming apart. There's one thing with like some of the main construction on these things, it likes to fall apart. Thank you, neighbor, with your loud exhaust. So that plugs in there. That plugs in there. That is not secured. It should be, but it's not. I will say this is the crappier one of all the ones I've done so far, just the way it doesn't want to hold together. Now you've got these 4 tabs that just form the shape right here. And done, and, well, it was done, and then it popped apart again. There we go. Now the cool thing is you can completely disassemble this guy. So for painting and whatnot, I've seen a whole lot of different things here. There was a deal that we were setting up at one point for a blind swap of customized Zaku heads. Unfortunately, that didn't go through due to a lot of the stuff that was happening in the builders' lives. So that's a sad little fun project actually never went through, or rather that project didn't go through, and it's sad I can't speak correctly today. But in the future, like I said, I'm going to customize this one a little bit, probably some paint. I'm going to light that eye. I'll show a build video on how to do that, because it'll be pretty dang easy. You've got so much room down here. It should be fairly well easy. But guys, that's going to be it for this silly little review slash build video. If you guys have some of these, let me know what you've done with them. And if you want, go ahead and share some pictures over on the Shoky Facebook if you want to do that. And in the future, if you have any ideas for what I could possibly do with this, other than maybe weathering and painting it up and stuff like that, well, the only thing that sucks is this side window is open. There's nothing for that. I could probably add something. Either way, and of course, leave a big old thumbs up on this video and hit that subscribe-ish button down there. And hopefully I'll get the Gundam heads sometime soon. I really want them, even though they're all technically just ARC-78 heads. And I know there's other ones in the future, but we don't have all those machines over here just yet in the U.S. But, of course, check out the Shoky store if you want to grab any of the merch. And if you want to be a patroneer, that would be great. So, all the links are in the description down below. But I'll catch you guys on the next review. And remember, as always, to keep on building and exceed into the future. That was dumb. Bye, guys.